On this day in 1890, Johnny Campbell made his debut for Celtic. Celtic was still in its infancy in 1890, and on the day 18-year-old Johnny Campbell made his debut for the club, he was surrounded by players who had been part of the team since the beginning of season 1888-89, including two future directors in James Kelly and Mick Dunbar. The opposition that day was Battlefield FC, and the occasion was the first round of the Glasgow Cup, at that time second in importance only to the Scottish Cup, with the Scottish League only having started the month before and still seen more as a filler to ensure clubs knocked out of the cup competitions in the early stages were guaranteed regular fixtures for the remainder of the season. It's not known if Johnny Campbell scored that day. Newspaper reports of the time did not always list who scored the goals, especially if it was a high-scoring game. Most reports say that Willie Groves scored the first and last goals in Celtic's 7-1 win, while the Dundee Courier of Monday the 22nd of September 1890 credits him with 5, but does not say who scored the other 2. Celtic went on to eliminate Northern, Clyde and Partick Thistle on their way to the final, which was played against Third Lanark on the 14th of February 1891. Celtic won the match 4-0 with 2 goals scored by Johnny Campbell to seal their first ever major trophy win. The Scottish referee reported on the 16th of February 1891, "Campbell can dodge, dribble and shoot. Good company will improve him, and it will be a pity if he parts with Celtic after this great triumph." Campbell was only getting started, and would soon be joined by the partner in crime with whom his name is inextricably linked, Sandy McMahon. Season 1891-92 was for long the greatest in Celtic's early history, as they won all 3 of the cup competitions available, the Scottish, Glasgow and Glasgow Merchants Charities Cup. A cornerstone of the success was the left-wing partnership of Campbell and McMahon. With Campbell at outside left and McMahon inside left, they had an almost telepathic understanding, and their quick interpassing tore defences apart in breathtaking style. On the day of Campbell's benefit match against Queen's Park on the 29th of August 1900, the Dundee Evening Post wrote, "In those days, the Campbell-McMahon combination was a revelation. Nothing like had ever been seen to approach it in the history of the game." Johnny Campbell scored in all 3 finals that season, including doubles in the Scottish Cup and Glasgow Charities Cup finals. The club just missed out on the league title that season, a strong Dumbarton side being the first outright winners after they had shared it with Rangers in 1890-91. But Campbell won 2 consecutive league badges before a serious knee injury in 1894 coincided with Celtic's first downturn as they lost the title to Hearts. To the great displeasure of the fans, Johnny Campbell was sold to Aston Villa in the summer of 1895, the committee thinking he would never recover the form he had shown before the injury. Campbell proved them very wrong. At Aston Villa, he was played at centre forward and was their top scorer with 26 goals as they stormed to the league title, and the following year went one better, winning the League and FA Cup double. In the final, played before almost 64,000 spectators at the Crystal Palace in London, Johnny Campbell scored Villa's first goal in a 3-2 win over Everton. Including Campbell, 5 past or future Celts played in that final, the others being Jack Reynolds, Peter Meechan, David Storia and Jack Bell, who scored Everton's second goal, which gave them a 2-1 lead. Campbell had returned to Celtic Park for a match billed as the International League Championship between the English and Scottish champions. Celtic won 3-2 after Campbell had opened the scoring for Villa. The Scottish referee of the 24th of April 1896 reported, "Some applause was accorded this success on the part of the Villa, principally owing to the fact that Campbell, an old favourite at Parkhead, was the means." It was a wildly popular move when the newly incorporated and cash-rich Celtic brought back Johnny Campbell in the summer of 1897, along with his Aston Villa teammates Jack Reynolds and Jim Welford. Welford became the first Englishman to win the Scottish Cup when Celtic beat Rangers 2-0 in the final of 1899. Campbell's second spell was a difficult one for the club. After winning the league in 1897-98, then the more prestigious Scottish Cup in 1899 and 1900, the next few years were less successful, and with exciting young players like Jimmy Quinn, Alec Bennett and Jimmy McMenemy breaking through, the now 31-year-old Campbell was sold to Third Lanark in August 1903. He never wore the hoops, but was on the pitch the first day they were worn, inspiring his new club to a 3-1 win at Celtic Park on the 29th of August 1903. Once again proving Celtic wrong to let him go, Campbell was instrumental in what was Third Lanark's only league championship win in 1903-04. Finally retiring in 1906, Johnny Campbell won league and national cup medals in both Scotland and England and scored 4 goals in 12 appearances for Scotland. For Celtic, he scored 109 goals in 215 league and Scottish Cup matches, winning each competition 3 times. Johnny Campbell was not just a Celtic great, he was one of the first superstars of the British game.